Wow. Am I allowed to say wow?
Thank you.
I think it's a very good idea to choose food because we're talking about scalability and impact of a big number of people. Just two main questions. One is that you focus your competitive advantage is on unique, authentic, high quality food, and you said that you have this training program, blah blah blah, before a vendor can be your registered vendor.
Right.
That takes time though. And like you said, hygiene, quality, and whatever, it's one of the key success factors. What's the plan there? I mean, how many vendors or producers or partners you think you can develop or produce in this business model? And the second question is that although food business has high potential and great opportunity, there's also many competitors out there. There's restaurants anywhere. There's now, you can get food from 7-Eleven, you can get food from street vendors, or you have new restaurant with low, not expensive food, but high quality as well.
Right. So, do you want to answer the first question?
All right. Let me answer the first question, which is how we would like to expand to the community. Firstly, we have to admit that, in order to find a certain number of people living in crowded urban space is relatively hard because, people moving from outside of Bangkok, if you say in the case of Bangkok. Therefore, what we plan to do is we want to start with our pilot project, which is in Ban Kua community, right behind the Jim Thompson, which we already have a very strong connection with the community. And what we like to do is we have trained one of the committee leaders and her children. They would walk around, they know the people there, so we use her skill to, bring out the potential and find the local food vendor and the people in the area that have the skill of cooking something. And then by the standardized, we don't mean that we control the quality. We mean that we would train them that, in order to produce good quality food, you need to make it hot, deliver within a certain amount of time, the heat should be there, you should not put vegetable on the ground. That's what we would like to educate them and train them. And with this, we are not going to do it alone because partnership is very important. We have oil, we have, the ministry that take care of the food quality, and we will bring them in, as well as the NGO as well that are concerned with this issue. Does that answer everything? And we would like to partner up, the Doi Tung with the local supplies as well, because that's very important.
You won't get any brownie points for that, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Create greater impact.
Yeah, and if you're going to deal with many vendors, quality control is another concern.
Definitely.
That's your competitive advantage.
Right. And so as for our competitive advantage, we think that it comes in a few different forms. So the first one is if we look at our other competitors that exist in the market that does either food delivery or any kind of food offerings. So right now, either they connect you to a lot of other companies like Foodpanda does, but there is no one that specifically deals with locals and work on the ground level like we do. So we work with them directly, we train them, and also we kind of brand ourselves as this channel to local. So the stories that we create, the interaction we create in the app are all focused on this key value proposition. And the other thing also is we've noticed that there's a trend of bulk buying. So as university students or companies that organize events, there's a lot of bulk buying going on. And this may be difficult with other delivery companies that are either have limited capacity based on one company or don't have this mean. We focus on delivering this service as well. So if you do bulk buying with a lot of, like if you need a meal for an event for 60 people, we can definitely leverage on the fact that we're working with so many different vendors. We can get supply from many different create that chain. Yeah.
So instead of S&P today, it will be from local dishes. That's what we are aiming for.
Amazing as well. I work as an incubator, so I support social enterprises for a living. I wonder if I can be clear that if you want to compete at the global level, you need a lot more details. There's 2 areas that you can improve a lot more. I mean, don't get me wrong, you guys are amazing. But if you want to go into the global level, there's 2 areas. The first is a problem, the insights. I'm a bit confused with your demographic. The first pictures, I imagine like poor, middle-aged woman to be your target group. And then I see a grandma who perhaps have secret recipes.
Right.
I don't know if you have specific criteria for your demographic. I hope you can be a little bit more clear and targeted that. And also paint the picture. If your project is successful, get invested, what's going to be for them? They're going to double their income, right? Or they're going to be healthier. They're going to be the main person in the community because they're going to get so famous. So get clearer if your project get invested, what in it for your target group, okay? The second part is that you are going to provide the market access for these people, but I don't see much of your strategy of the marketing, not at all. Your application it's not a magic bullet if you don't have a design in it. Like Piwan said that it's so competitive out there. What is your competitiveness? You're gonna make a big contract with big company like PTT or other social enterprises, and get order for these people in advance. So these people don't have to invest so much in food and then cancel, or what? Okay, 2 things. More insight for problem for your target group, and second, more marketing strategies.
Thank you very much.
Also, just the feedback, okay? Same as Kun Nui, sorry. Yeah, I'm wondering about the promotional plan. Yeah, how do you raise awareness to the community, the buyers, the potential buyers, and how do you assure that they will get a good food at the in the timely manner, something like that. And also it's good that you show the revenue, the profit target, but it's like Kun Wan mentioned, it takes a long time. So before we get to the revenue or the profit, you might need some leading indicator, some leading KPI to measure, to do some health check. Yeah, whether you have some, how many vendors participate, and whether the cost that you train for the food, or perhaps the sickness of the one who eat the food, or something like that, customer satisfaction, something like that you might need to add. So leading indicator and some non-financial KPIs. Yeah, okay. And
Thank
also one last feedback is the day 1 plan. How do you plan to start? How do you get the capital to get the raw material, ingredients, all kind of that? Perhaps you might want to add to make it more, tangible and feasible.
Right.
Okay.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you. Thank you so much.
It's interesting, and can I order food from Yaowarat via your website, right? Yep. Oh, it's interesting, but I have experience about this kind of online platform like this in different country. Yeah, but it may be new in Thai, but I'm not sure it's new in the world. Have you find out the information about this kind of business around the world? Yeah.
We have done a lot of research on the exact same model. There's a similar model, like Yelp, but Yelp focusing on restaurant, and the one in Mexico that my friend is actually running, and that will be our partner. We don't plan to compete to compete with them, but we plan to complete the entire picture of creating a long-lasting impact, and that's our goal. We believe that social enterprise is not meant to compete. We meant to complement each other in order to create this sustainable change. And one advantage that I have is the fact that I have just graduated from Master of Social Entrepreneur from Hult last year. And right now, our alumni, our network of alumni is creating something around the world. And we still connect, we complement each other. And no one in my class yet are focusing on this food platform.
All right, if that is all, one more round of applause. Or do the judges have any other comments?
We still have more time.
All right.
Can we see that your financial?
Yes.
You just have 3 more
Because-
minutes for the Q&A session, just to let you know.
1 more minute. I just want to say that about, oh no, not this one, another one. That you will take very little from this. That's the 5% share that you will get, right? I mean 5 something.
Yeah.
No, anyway, because now your role as an SE is to do marketing, quality control, and training. And that's a lot of work. I don't know if this is actually feasible or not.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
when
actually,
is the payback period?
yeah, we totally agree. And when we look at this also ourselves, we first is this really feasible? The thing is, we try to stick to the goal of Hult, which is to try to create impact on 10 million different households. And so we try to, when we came up with the numbers in the financial slide that we have on our backup, we try to account for all the growth that we're going to accumulate. So from this perspective, all of our financial models are based on very, very conservative measures. So bare minimum, so actually this 45 baht that we're going to give them, it might be in the range between 30 to 45 baht, and that will still create an ample impact. At the same time, we can create the amount that we will gain more from that 5 baht as well. We just want to make sure that we're really thinking about the community here, and we're trying to make sure that that large chunk is going back to community, and we have that can allow us to grow sustainably. Yeah. Right. Right. Yes. Thank you so much. We'll definitely take all of your comments into great consideration. Actually, some of which we've discussed and spent a lot of time discussing, except that maybe within 8 minutes, there's a lot that we cannot bring to the table, but we would definitely love to ask for your advice in the future. Thank you so much.
All right, so thank you, Ohana. Thank you, judges. Please give them another round of applause. All right. So, or do you want to sit down?
I think we did.
Okay. So for our next team is called Sandy, which is a pun on the word Sandy in Thai. They will be pitching a business model that focuses on bridging the gap between the people in megacities with those in the business sector. And they have a strong conviction that every single person has a potential to live and have a better quality of life. So please welcome Team Sandy. And you may begin.
สวัสดีค่ะ Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Before going through our business model, I would like to tell you about our inspiration to create this business first. So, thousands of candles can be lit by a single candle. And the life of that candle will never be shortened, just like happiness. That never decreases by being shared. So we all know that poverty cycle is a problem that exists for a long time. And mainly it's because people lack of education and skills to improve. And they struggle to get a job, but they never really be able to escape from this endless cycle of poverty. And this goes on and on. Facts. Globally, unemployment rate is almost 6%. And that means 208 million of people on earth are living with no income. So how about Thailand? Well, surprisingly, unemployment rate in Thailand is only 0.7%. And that, however, the informal employment rate is more than half. And that means 22 million of Thai people are living having underpaid job and unreliable income. So they earn only 6,400 bahts a month, while they're facing the average cost of living 14,000 bahts a month. So that's not enough. So to truly understand the nutshell of the problem, we decided to go to many crowded areas, and there we observed that unemployed people, they lack of education and credibility. And we also observed that the majority of them are unskilled laborers. And these people, they want to earn income for their families, but since they are unskilled laborers, they are informal employed. So to solve this seemed very simple, right? To support them with education. And there are many people did that already. Government and vocational school already offer them with training courses. But well, the problem is still there. On the other hand, there's market demand for skilled laborers, but the problem is there's no enough skilled laborers, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see from this selected industry. So there's a gap that exists. So by observing these two facts, it identifies one symptom that is very important. There's a high income gap between skilled and unskilled laborers. We all know that skill are determining factors in starting salaries. But what we may not know is that starting salaries can be varied from 300 baht up to 800 baht for welding mechanics. And from that 300 baht up to 1,000 baht in jewelry makers. So we see this as the potential opportunity for us to step in and provide solution under sustainable business model. And now I would like to pass on the stage to Kun Pongsakorn to talk about our solution and business plan.
Which button? Okay. Thank you, Kun Paksiri. As we know from Kun Paksiri, right, we know that there is an enormous gap right there in the market. So us, Sandy Group, is going to go in there into the market, dive into the problem, and act as bridging the gap between the two unmet needs, right? So to simply illustrate this with easy pictures, Sandy is going to match unskilled labor with specific demand by training and connecting them with their potential employers. Usually imagine, usually unskilled labor earns 300 baht per day, right? Or up to 400 if they finish from vocational school. But by connecting through us, we'll train them and send them to a company that can offer them higher wage, up to 1,000 baht per day. This, the Sandy model or our revenue, the model that shows our revenue stream. First, we'll gather the demand from the industrial side about what kind of job they're looking for. We'll develop the training course. Then we will recruit the unskilled labor. We'll collect them 5,000 baht fee for the tuition fee. Then we'll send them into training for 4 months. After training process is done and the recruit and the hiring process is done,